All right, check, check. Cool, cool. Alrighty. Welcome, welcome. So, pretty excited to kick this one off. So this is going to be my first custom map. So, I have taken some time. I haven't streamed in a little while. So, yeah, in the background when I've had time, I've just given it a whirl. I do like the results, and figure what we can do is zoom around real quick. I will make this available, so if you do want to go ahead and try it out. So with it being my first map, there was some, a bit of a learning curve. So figure it does look good. I'm really happy with it, but I know that I could do just like a ton better in the future. So just really overall just really happy with the way that it came together, with all of the different features that actually exist within the map. So I did take a fair bit of time going through and actually giving it a lot of thought, really. So all in all, it took about, I want to say a week, but not continuously, because it was just like after work I'd maybe work on it for an hour and a half or 2 hours before bed, and so within a week, was able to get this done. So figure, I don't know, around 10 hours or so. And yeah, super stoked. I can't wait to build on this thing. So on the back side of the map, we have a very small, like, local highway that dips off and actually, makes its way up the entire mountainside. So I did. That's the one thing that I did with this map, though, was keep it within scale. Like, so, so that's gonna be kind of a weird thing. I know a lot of the times, a lot of creators and a lot of people tend to scale down, which is pretty much like an obvious solution, really, when you're building in this game. But I like the scale, so I built the mountains to around the same, roughly the same height as the San Gabriel Mountains, and yeah, I figure it just, I don't know, figure it helps put it in frame, really. So I am overall happy with the sort of scale it's at. I know it does take a lot to sort of build this kind of stuff in, but yeah, I'm excited to kick this project off, at least see where it goes. So we have this main interchange here that leads us off into what will become our main grid, and it is gonna have that connection to this through road here that goes all the way through the mountain. So figure, yeah, lots of plans for it, lots of kind of pre-planning, like oh, I know where this is gonna go. As I was kind of laying down the map itself, figure places for rest areas and attractions and stuff. So yeah, I was just kind of trying to think of it in that sort of way. And like up here, have some branch off, some pieces branch off into maybe some park areas or some residential space and that sort of thing. I want to be able to accomplish what seems like a waterfall right here, so I'm gonna have to try that out. and I did lay down the bare bones of what you could branch off for some, yeah, again, just like some park, like some national park type beat, right? So, and then this was, yeah, just kind of wanted to lay down the bare bones of maybe like a, yeah, small through town that got put at the top here. So, figure I'm super stoked. I'm really looking forward to being able to take a crack at this. So again, yeah, it's gonna be posted soon. I'll post it after I make a couple changes here, because as of right now, I had to add the electrical connections after the fact. Not too happy with that. I was trying to make them in game, but I think I was just in the wrong menu. So I'll go back. I'll go back and figure that out. Yeah, I mean, overall, figure we could take a crack at a couple things. So one thing with the resources, they are, I did kind of take that blanket approach. So you're going to be all set when it comes to trying to, yeah, place buildings. Like, you won't have to worry about being particular with it. Figure if you want to mine something, you know, I mean, for the most part, you'll be able to carve into a mountain, and you know, you'll get something, just depending on what mineral is, you know, heavy. But I mean, for the most part, you'll be able to just set up where you need to set up. So typically how it works. So you won't have to be too particular. So I figured that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Kind of had this in mind as the mining area. So at first I had only covered this, but as I was thinking, it's like, well, I mean, you know, people do use the map and they do want to expand. Yeah, it shouldn't be limited to one area. So yeah, figure it just it expands the freedom, you know. And yeah, overall, just like super stoked with the way they turned out. So again, this being my first attempt at a map, I will end up trying again, because I know that I'm not too stoked. I'm not too stoked about the fact that it doesn't have anything going on out here. So it is an island. I don't love that. But again, you know, first is the worst here, so. I mean, but overall, I'm not unhappy with it. I know since it's the first one, I'll be able to look back. I mean, but right now I'm digging it, so pretty happy with it. And plus, these new bridges are just gorgeous. These things are awesome. Alright, so let's get cooking. So figure I mean, pretty much the thought with this was to make it easier to grid out. So essentially having, yeah, the ability to, I mean, give it an angle here if you so please, or continue it on, just to make it easy to fill in a lot of space quickly. And then, yeah, figure once you hit the coast, you can get a little bit more creative with these sort of angles you're working with. just to feel like this area is incorporated, sort of how the overall LA area feels, right? So that was the general idea of leaving this flat for the most part, right? So over here, I was taking inspiration when you are pretty much coming through the PCH, kind of, I mean, getting in through, Santa Cruz, or even, out in like Camarillo, just, I mean, out where there is a lot of farmland right along the coastal waters. So, I mean, you'll have farmland that's right against the beach. The only thing separating it is just a tiny little cliff. So it's pretty cool. I like that idea. So I did also incorporate some hillier sections that are like that too, out that way. But yeah, just overall, pulling a lot of inspiration from just a couple different areas. So main places would be pretty much like Santa Cruz, and then the Pacific Coast Highway itself, and pretty much like baking into the hillside places like Pasadena and Altadena, places like that, and Rockmont, Burbanks, stuff like that. So pretty much with that in mind. And then it's kind of weird to go ahead and try to pull pull inspiration from like Yosemite, but I did. I tried to sneak it in, right? Hey, you got to. I know. So I wanted to try. And it worked. Once we definitely get some heavier detail and actually go through, I feel like it'll work out, right? All right, but again, let's start cooking here. We'll get like a main avenue here. Stretch this out this way. Something like that. And something like this. I want to try to go ahead and get an actual grid, in the sense that so let me see here. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna see how big those the grid size is, actually. So let's see. Pasadena has some pretty like large overall block sizes, right? But once you subdivide them up, and then when you get to the valley here, so like, what is the overall blocks like square size here, right? We try to map from here to here. So if we got, this is our scale of 500 feet right here. All right, I'm gonna get this figured. So it's like 2,600 feet. So it's like, yeah, it's 2,600 by 2,600. So we'll see how that scales out. So we need 866. 867. Yeah, 860. Okay, yeah, 866. So that is that is the start of our block there. 866. There we go, 866. can go ahead and probably get some services back there or something. Figure we'll be able to go ahead and connect this in. Or if I want to do, yeah, pretty much that actually. All right, great. Or we can go ahead and extend this a little bit. Yeah, because that was pretty much my main, I guess, goal with this is to try to scale something out. And just in a relatively quick way. Hopefully in a way that's able to handle like the ridiculous sort of capacities we're dealing with. Like given that we do have like the crazy uptake in like people like walking around and driving around, there's a lot of neat little solutions to this sort of thing in specifically like in the San Fernando Valley. So I wanted to try out a couple of those solutions. So figure like there's dedicated busways to where you know, police and buses are able to access, but not cars and stuff. So and all the metros. So there is a lot of cool stuff, even though, you know, like the technology is kind of dated, it's lagging behind as far as development. But overall, like the initial solutions, you know, it's really kick-ass. So yeah, credit where credit's due, for sure. So definitely want to try out some of those sort of things. And pretty much, yeah, I guess I'm already trying to tackle what I was thinking earlier. Like, do I tilt the grid a little bit, maybe for this segment, and have this continue, or tilt this one too and have this one. I don't know. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. Yeah, see, it's super neat because there's a lot of segments that got built first, and like I can try to pull from that. Figure like, uh, so how we have near Burbank, there's actually, this, like Burbank is aligned with the sort of mountain ridge here. So like it's kind of following the overall shape here. Right, so you have a road that cuts down right past where all the movies get made, right? So, and then you just have a couple different like orientations of the grid here, so it is pretty cool. So I can kind of pull from that. Because it was more so like, I guess maybe this is kind of what's inspiring that. So I mean, in a way, this section stays pretty locked in towards this way. So you just get a lot of suburbs up here. So tons of suburbs baked into the hills up there. So that's yeah, that's definitely something we could do too. So they're definitely working with the terrain. Like you can sort of see where they're working with the terrain, so it's just super cool. And then you can see just like sometimes they totally just disrespect it. So it's cool. It's cool. This is a really neat place. Really fun to just zoom around on Google Maps. But yeah, lots of inspiration for just being able to like toss in schools, toss in, yeah, really. I just like all these suburbs are fit within a square, right? But they're just all like got their own little character, got their own thing going on. But they're all baked into these little squares, so it's so cool. That's just the coolest thing to me. So yeah, definitely this is our inspiration here. So it doesn't look like there's too much like tilt of the grid pattern on the northern side. It is more more towards this like the Burbank side here. So if we were to go back here, it looks like that would be more this side. Of course, like in all reality, this is pushed more up here, but it's a mix match, right? We're doing like our own thing, but it's inspired by. So I don't think I'll tilt it. I'll just I'll push this out. It'll have to do its own thing when it clips in. But yeah, I'll keep that grid going. One thing that is going to be wild though is seeing how LA agreed to host the Olympics. So they have a ton a ton of work that just has been greenlit. So just phones went up. It's just everywhere as soon as that as soon as that got the green light. So it's like that news broke. Olympics are coming, and then construction and um, you know a couple things got cleaned up here and there. So yeah, making the push. It's gonna be neat to see that many people come through here. The last time they held the Olympics, I can't remember, but it was like forever ago. It was a really long time ago. Um, I can't. It's what 50s or 60s. So it was a long time ago. Um, so they're redoing the airport. They're looking at expanding. Yeah, they've already done the like metro expansions and just tons of stuff. So like that's only the beginning. Try to see if we can get this to happen without breaking anything. It's probably not going to want to. Oh. Okay. I mean, cool. Hold on. Is this gonna make it better or worse? Is this just gonna totally break it? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe so. Maybe not. Huh? Huh? I mean, it's ugly, but that's how they go. Oh, where is something? Oh, geez. Yeah, let's there's one like right. Oh man, there's one right in Burbank, isn't there? Oh no, that one was close. Oh, where is it? Yeah, so it's something like that. But it has it has the continuation though. Mine's like a 3-point. So hold on, yeah, check this out. Check it out. So it's it's not exactly. There's a highway next to it and everything. All right, well, so we're doing our own thing with it, but let me get this switched over. There is ugly intersections, is all I'm saying, right? So it's not exact match, but it's pretty ugly. Like this used to go through, but they just blocked it off, the old through lane. Like they didn't even do any. It's just they're like, don't drive through here, please. So they just put up these little signs. So it's like, the solutions they create, right? It's just it's cool. And this intersection is terribly ugly. Like you could Like you could have just used this as your U-turn. But that would have been too easy. I don't, that's just, it would have been too easy. You know what I mean? No way. We gotta put new concrete down. So figure, I guess, yeah, I mean, you know, big ol' ugly intersection. I'm trying to figure, like, if this is close to what's happening, or if it's just something else entirely. I mean, I think it's just kind of doing its own thing entirely, if I'm being honest. I mean, actually, okay, so here we go. This is actually, so it's not too far off. What is happening here, I'll switch it back and forth. So what is happening here is one lane is continuing, you know? So what we have here as Beach Street would be Alameda Avenue, right? So now is that making sense? When in all reality, you have Olive and Alameda meeting. And in our version here, like Beach Street would continue. That's like the only difference here, right? So we'll rock it. I like it. Ugly, it's beautiful, all at the same time. So we'll get rid of this. So for right now, I figure we're gonna rock this. We're gonna get rolling with this grid here. So for now, I mean, we're only gonna have like this one entrance and exit, like this interchange here. But we'll be able to expand it eventually. A couple others here and there. So let us get some stuff moving around in here. Make it happen. Got a good base grid, right? And the scalability, like that's scalable, you know what I mean? This is totally doable. It's like a workable scale. So I'm excited to try it out. As far as a couple services, we'll start by the interchange. We got to get our transformer down. Something like that. Alright, so we can pull our electricity from the outside world for now. Just for now, I do want to get something down. I do want to get some electricity generation down, actually. I'm just not going big on that at first, because I mean, we're not working with a budget right now, so we don't have to worry about it. Eventually we'll get one, but got that down. Let's get our water. Again, for now, I'm just gonna keep it simple. These need road connections. Not necessarily. Okay, cool. Missed a spot. Right. So, boom. Sure why. Oh, because that's not, like, connected in. I don't know, that's weird. Why do we have that icon? Is this doesn't need sewage, so I'm not sure why it doesn't, like, cap it off. Whatever. So figure we'll get some storage in here at some point, but let's move some citizens in after we get, oh yeah, we cannot forget, we cannot not do our duty. We cannot not do our duty, right? We have to do our duty, is what I'm saying. Underground. You won't even notice. Shortcut. Because we don't need a hook. We don't need this, right? We just need this. Or do you just feed them both, right? I've never had this issue before, I swear. It's like I've always just connected it with a single and never had that problem. Then because then you're left with that at the end. Like, I've always connected it with just like the pipe it needs. So I'm sure it's just because I've always had maybe another connection, or just always had the pipe, continue, like the outside connection or something. that'll help it out. So we'll be able to pump in from there now too. Yeah, trade. All right. Perfect. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. So let's try to take try to see how they do a couple of these. A couple of these different neighborhoods and stuff. Alright, yeah, I mean, for some, it's just purely just gridded, like it's just straight up gridded. Ain't nothing to it. So, sort of like this area, just kind of like, yeah, I mean, there's just really just nothing to it. I mean, it's just heavily gridded. And you have this like one random road here that decided to squiggle. Like, figured like this road was pretty early on then, right? You know what I mean? Like, or it just randomly curved, and that's just it. Just cause there is no reason. It's just because. So yeah, I mean, it's just super gritty, super duper gritty. We have Chandler is a nice like divided with like a bike path right in the middle. That's cool. Figure we can rip from that. That's awesome. Oh, but it's like, oh, it's not a two-way system though. Oh, what? That's wild, dude. It's, I thought, I was thinking that was like a two-way system, because I thought Chandler did that. Oh no, okay, well, because Chandler links up with like, yeah, the busway. So this is kind of what I was thinking of pulling from earlier. You have a dedicated busway in between here with two parallel roads here. And it turns into a two-way system surround like that hugs the bus lane, right? So you have traffic going this way, traffic going this way. And where the heck does it switch? That is the weirdest thing. Okay, so wait. Okay, so it's still that two-way system though, right? So traffic's still going this way. Okay, so I mean it, after it splits a little wider, this is still a one-way. But this is a two-way. That is just so weird, dude. That is just so weird. Well, that is, it's so cool though. It's so cool. It's so weird, but it's so cool. I love it. Got this neat little, just, yeah, purpose-built busway. So, yeah, I mean, it just, okay, so that's actually really cool. So it just, like, you can just run this in a loop. So that's really good to know. Or they don't necessarily need to, because they could just hop out of here and hop out onto the main avenues and stuff. So that's just a really cool idea, because it covers a lot of ground for the area. and this is just its own thing, and it's just super cool because that is just serving like a lot of this area. So it runs you by this huge shopping center. So it runs you by this huge shopping center, Costco, like it looks like industry. So you have everything like baked in here. So you have everything you need. It's like the busway. Yeah, it could take you from the massive expanding suburbs into the shopping center, or to you know, industrial type zoning jobs. So this is, yeah, it's sweet. It's such a cool freaking design, is to just have just a dedicated road for buses. And it would look so weird if you went and like built that out like on your own, like through the game. Like it would just look weird, but it totally exists, and that's a really cool solution for it. They kind of figured out a way to get around what I was just bumping into, like such a weird angle to have to meet at, that they just threw in a curve, like in it. They just threw in like a bend to it. It's just so weird. So we'll have to do a couple blocks like this, just random cul-de-sacs, you know, little elementary schools, apartments, stuff like that. All right. I think we got some inspiration. I'm liking this overall area, like this kind of thing. I'm gonna keep that up on my other screen. Switch this one over here. Get cooking. Looking like we can just kind of keep our zones about either 5 or 6 deep. Let's just divvy up a block. Let's see how it goes. We're keeping them. I mean, we want to be able to. I mean, there's like a couple of them that'll have alleyways and run it that way, and there's a couple that don't. That just actually kind of, yeah, have the backyards of the homes meet. So I think we'll do a good bit without the alleyways behind them, and we're just gonna keep 5 deep. It's kind of hard to work with these block sizes because it's just got to keep everything squared. Maybe turn off these. Things a bit easier. So we get like this larger section up here, because like that's where the that's where the grid would go. So it gives us a little bit of extra space to squeeze in those like apartments and stuff, bigger buildings. I'm just leaving 4 uncovered, and that gives us 2 squares of overlap here. So that gives us, yeah, 5 units total on each side. And actually, I mean, with these, I'm gonna look at, yeah, deleting one section or the other. That might actually be pretty cool. I'm liking that because that, yeah, I mean that happens a lot. There's tons of examples of that, especially in this area, where like this it's hard to, oh wait, hold on, but I'll try to explain. So this grid would continue, right? Grid would continue, but on this side they still have homes, and the back of the homes are right here, but they sold this side of the lot. So like Caltrans comes through, purchases up the homes on this side of the lot, and then runs the avenue through while keeping this road. So that, yeah, definitely a real example, definitely happens, and it's a pretty neat thing to see. In fact, where was it? Where was it? Try to remember where this was. If I can find it here off screen quick enough, I'll zoom in on it. I believe, yeah, we have a good example. Pretty much like over here. Because it's, I mean, and it is really just a common thing to see here. So let me get this pulled up. So you'll have a lot of the times like this scenario here. So we'll have it to where, yeah, these grids get divvied up in a way to where the lots actually that got bought up become where the road gets built. So it happens a lot, and then you end up with these roads that get built right alongside these huge avenues, and then homes even get built right off of the new one. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat thing to see. You know, I'm sure it's not a neat thing to maybe have when eminent domain gets pulled or something like that. You know, won't be the last one to sell. Who knows, right? But and then you have this space right here too, which has a huge like frontage road kind of system thing going on for it. A couple of connections without a light. And then a couple with. So the one in the middle has one, but the rest don't seem to. Pretty good strategy. That's pretty cool. I like this actually. This is like really neat. This is really like really well put together and everything. That's super cool. I'm actually really digging this. This is like true City Skylines fashion, right? Where you actually like you build a road in and then you don't have it connect anywhere. Like you see people pre-plan entire cities and then zone them right up, and that's like, this is what they look like, man, just masterfully crafted. That's cool. Oh, I'll definitely want to pull some inspiration from this section here. That is awesome. So what we will do, actually, we'll take do a little something like that. Boom. Beautiful. And then for these, so I'll make these, actually, wait, no, I'll make every other. That's better. And then figure, how do we want to have this facing? Yeah, figure. Gonna be something like that. Boom. So we got our grid. Own this puppy. I mean, we obviously got to go with the south. Which is, oh well, these lot sizes chew right into that demand. I know it doesn't usually go down that fast when maybe the lots are. I'm usually only building with like these Southwest homes in either 2x2 or like 3x3. I don't typically zone these lots this big. That just knocked that entire demand out. All right, well then let's look at get some industry in. Sure, we'll push it by the highway for now. I feel like I'm gonna just carve this out for industrial use real quick. We'll give it the old industrial park vibe. Have a little something like this, maybe like maybe it's something like dedicated, yeah, like exchange thing going on here. Maybe be able to figure that out. Might be pretty cool. I'll get some stuff in here real quick. People definitely need some jobs. Alright, let's get these people working. We can get some townhomes in. We'll focus that maybe along here. I think the longest lot of these is only what, 3 deep? Yeah. Like this one, super suitable. Boom, alley. And then these are 6 deep, so these are just a little bit larger. Pretty cool. Go something like that down. Oh wait, we don't even, that demand hasn't recouped yet. We do have that like higher density though. We need more row homes, we could do that. So actually, let's kind of expand on that idea. Take up a couple blocks. So that did good for that demand. Let's get some apartments down. Okay, yeah, these are gonna, yeah, that's right. But we put this guy at a big intersection like this. I could go plopping, but I'm not gonna grow it out. I mean, we'll definitely plop like a good bit though. But for right now, we're just growing. And these things look great, so I might just use like a mix of these. Oh yeah, these are gonna make great apartments too. Because I think these are 3 deep, right? They're like a five wide. Yeah. Okay. Then let's throw in a 5er, right? Right? Huh? Or is it 6? Oh wait. Okay, that was the problem. Oh, and they do have 4s though. You know, sometimes gotta plop it. Oh, that's the one with like the courtyard in the middle. I was thinking that was maybe the widest one they have is only 5. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Boom. It's looking pretty. We use the one with the concrete that kind of ties it in a little bit better. This one ties it in a bit nicer. Yeah, I guess so. You can't put trees on these though, can you? Like it doesn't snap to it. Oh yeah, it does, but it just takes away one side or the other. It doesn't like push the parking spaces out and put them in the middle or something. Because you would have to use the one with the median, I think. Oh, they have one with like the median. Oh yeah, so you would just have to use. Which could. I don't hate that. Then we get the trees in the middle. And that's just a whole ton better. Then we get like a cool little weird intersection too. Oh, but we lost our whole zone there. Tragic. We got the demand back. Hopefully these just grow where they're supposed to. Alright, well. Come on. Gotta love it. Alright, looking pretty cool. Figured like we'll make our bus lane like kind of cut through in a weird way. Maybe interacting with this highway, kind of like to come through down here, something like that. Might be pretty cool. Just figure it'll probably end up around this way. In between here. Oh, dude, I haven't even, oh my gosh, I haven't even looked over. Oh, I haven't even looked over at the chat in a while. So, I know there's a whole bunch of spam, but What's up, time ago? If you're still there, it's been a minute. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. Freaking totally in the zone here. What happened to my cam? Oh, I still have it. I just don't have it on right now. I look like a goblin. Oh, I'm just super tired and don't want to have to show my face. Ugh. Yeah, so we're doing it this way. I've had like back-to-back doubles. I haven't had a day off in like a month. So I don't really feel like it, to be honest. And it's raining. The only reason I hopped on today is because it's raining super heavy, and yeah, work got called off. So I am enjoying the fuck out of it. I'm just being a lazy asshole today. Oh, it's awesome. So yeah, this is what we're doing. Snow's going away here. It's gonna open up. We're gonna be able to see the detail a little bit better. I like how that when it's like when it recedes, like I like how this stayed snow capped in like a deeper layer. If that's coming through. Yeah, it looks like it's coming through. Be able to see it pretty well. Like it's cool. I like that. I wonder if it recedes, if it's gonna add like another layer. Is that what it does? I mean, I hope it doesn't stay like this. I hope it recedes more than that. It was pretty cool though. Yeah, dude, the scale of this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be pretty freaking sweet. Get a blanket zone in here. Let's get a school. Easy. I want to place that over yonder. Be right here could be pretty cool. Yeah. Right there is a good spot for it. And we are gonna make a custom bus loop. Let's go. So I wanna like ride it along the edge, and like you can kind of get away with these, like not clipping in sometimes, but like doesn't look like I will with this one. Yeah, like sometimes you can get away. Right? Okay, we'll try that out. Well, something like that. I don't know if I love this turn. I might want to try to meet that in the middle. Oh, but it gave me another segment. Dang it. Did I that one around? Accident. There we go. A little something, something. Cool. Be able to like divide it up with the fence, do that whole thing. And then actually add our expansions. Definitely gonna want these. So perfect and perfect. Hopefully. It's slightly imperfect, but oh wait a minute. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I'm running through different parking configurations. So yeah, let's roll with that. And then apps. These will be just a big dang. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure if I'm gonna love this. I don't know. Not sure how I feel about that. Like, I don't hate it. It's not bad actually. But figure we would want to make it with the concrete on this one. Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty solid. I would rather like cul-de-sac it though. Okay, just figure we just tie in the parking on this side. If we just kind of loop it in like that. Figure we can break this a little bit. Maybe something like that. Something like that's pretty cool. So you pull in here to park, and the buses also pull in here to loop around. And I am liking that. Easy peasy, compact. Saucy. All right. Cool. Ban this. Boom. Figure we'll be needing a high school soon. Figure we can look at maybe getting some extractors down, just to, I mean, we'll save it for maybe full scale. I'll keep it generic for now, because I mean, there's not really any need for it, playing with unlimited money. Really just wanted to give this a crack, like, yeah, again, first time making a map, so I'm having a lot of fun. Just because I, like, got to, like, I guess, pre-design the map, right? Like, in my head. Like, as I'm building it, I'm like, oh, well, this will, you know, be used for this, this can go here. Like, as I'm kind of building it. It is a kind of big map, though. So to be able to actually flesh it out, like, it's an undertaking. So the scale is doable. So I'm excited. I'm excited to try it out. But yeah, I mean, with it being the first crack at like map making, I can always go back, give it reiterations, try to actually add the connections I missed the first time around, as I had to come back in and add, like, I had to add the air connections, and yeah, a couple other things. So, like sea connections, stuff like that. Figure we're gonna put actually we might, I don't know, because I'm not a big fan of how the roads, like how like I don't know, I just don't like that, how it's just paired up like that. A little weird. I mean, maybe, you know, a fence on the outside does a lot for it, but like, I think I'll, this is probably the elementary school. Sometimes you can get away with this. Sometimes you can't. Yeah, that's just all sort of not happening. I just like, these are cool. Work. I don't love them though. You know? I don't love them. We could easily fix it up just Something like that. And maybe add some texture. Get a little bit of detail as we go. Add the concrete that people could walk on. Or like that. Alright. Cool. Maybe actually to make the front this red a lot better. How about that? Cool. Not sure why these didn't necessarily match up. All this available space. Those are only going like 4 there, so about. I mean, not even pulling on that back. I guess we'll have to fix this the old-fashioned way. Yeah, because those aren't even popping in. Okay. I think we'll actually be able to. Oh man, you know? What if we just kind of go ham here? Oh, this one actually does have a space in the middle. We use 2x6s for this side, but we don't have any. We don't have any 6 deep lots for the southwest. What we could do and something that's not too far off is just like some random little alleyway. Would we be able to fit the whole playground back there? Oh, almost. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Well, that explains why there was a gap in all of this. Because this block is actually bigger. This one we can get an alleyway in the middle. We'll say it used to go through, you know? Oh, what the heck? Just totally broke that entire grid. It unlike it. Alright, well, no alleyway there then, right? Come on, why is that? Why that? Unreal. What if? Kind of reconfigure this a little bit. Actually, maybe just one more. So we're getting down to a high school. We'll put down a high school. I like this one continuing. Hold on. More so like that. Yeah, we'll get a high school right in here. That's a little ridiculous. We definitely have room for this freaking thing though. I mean, that wouldn't be bad either though, to get something like this thrown down. We don't have anything like in between, like this and this. It's it's just this and straight to freaking this, right? Nothing like in between. Like, come on. Like, this is the same size as this as far as the footprint. You know what I mean? Come on. Alright, well, I mean, we'll end up using that. I do like that larger high school. But for now, we'll just, we're gonna use the small high school up in here. I did kind of like the fact that this road went through. All right, so we'll just redact that change. So something like that. And we'll place it off of this road or a little bit away from the intersection. Try to help. And we'll get a bunch of parking. I would ideally want to like supernode this. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of how that interacts now, though. Scratch that. That's not bad. I just don't like, I mean, I hate how these end up so close together a lot of the times. Make me want to place it. And alright, let's do this thing. Let's do this parking. Would have enough space in here, I think. No, see, we wouldn't even have enough space. Alright, so that's fine. Not too upset about it then. weird thing with that. Alright, cool. Not too shabby. Trying to be a little particular. I was gonna try, but get a blanket. Get a blanket zone this. It's gonna fill in really well. It's not gonna feel too far off. And I'm thinking so. Instead of that being, I'm gonna run it like this. Cooking, this is cooking pretty well. know one thing that I'm gonna do just so things are functioning as it should. Like once everything balances, I mean, it wouldn't really be functional, but increase, our, we have 37 eligible for college, 35 for university, so figure like we need to get our colleges and our universities down. That way when we zone or place offices, everything's able to be filled. The positions are able to be filled from people that don't have to travel from outside. The one thing we can do is look at taking up a big old chunk of space somewhere. Figure if this is gonna be where the bus lane comes through at a funky weird angle or something, might want to put it near there. So this would be fun. Yeah, I mean, figure where to go with the technical. It would just make the most sense. And give it a big grand entrance. Okay, and then we'll be able to fill up the space on the outside, yeah. So we'll tuck it in the center. Oh, but you need... Oh, come on. Alright, we can fix that. We'll just try to be nifty with it or something. potentially being able to tie in actual neighborhood with this too. Either that or like commercial, or both. Probably all of it. Probably all of it. Alright. Not bad. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Gives like entry plaza space and stuff like that. Cool. And then we'll be able to get some sports parks down, stuff like that. That lines up really well. I don't know why that broke, so I have to place those manually. Alright, a little bit of breakage here and there, so. Try to do that one. Yeah, one of these roads got off along the way. No worries. Well, hello, hello. Catching me in the zone. How's it going there, Mayor Cheeks? Long time. I know, it's been a minute. I haven't been on. I miss the internet. More so, I miss this game. Oh yeah, hold on. We had a problem. We had a problem here. Let's get this get this popped in over here. Actually, I think I'm gonna try something here. What were these? 210 by 105. All right. So, not sure if it's gonna work. Or if it's gonna be necessary, but we'll try it out. Yeah, so not so much. Not so much. We can try to configure it differently. Pretty much just trying to make sure that the front of it was all parking. Almost. Oh, but I don't like the way those look. I mean, I might just scratch the idea. I don't need to do that. Alright, we'll just rock it like that, that's fine. Not a problem. Get some smaller, like, row homes back here or something. Stop on the corner. So I want it fronting the other side, like that. So we got some healthcare. That was long overdue. I'm actually gonna plop down like a small clinic too. That'll do us well. I'd like to be able to make this cut through visible networks and stuff, but I'll save it. This is fine. You gotta work a problem. You gotta work a problem. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe we just gotta get more people in here then. Unemployment 0 because everybody's employed. Is that how that's working? Like there's a shit ton of job openings, but every position's filled. just get this zoned up, right? Taking shape, though. Taking shape. Liking it. The massive mountains in the background. That's pretty sweet, man. I'm liking it. Figure we'll break off a section of grid over here that bus lane is going to cut through here. Because eventually to get like another belt wrapped around here. So just an extension. I haven't figured out where I'm going to place the city though. And I have a couple ideas. I also have a couple ideas for just different, like, smaller cities. I don't know if I want to do, like, mostly suburbs and then just one city to kind of give it that feel, you know? Or do smaller pockets. Or kind of a combination. I do want to have something like Pasadena or Altadena inspired right here. Pretty much like a blend, maybe, you know, Altadena, Pasadena, Burbank kind of thing. And then for the most part, just, I don't know, just a heavy fusion. Heavy fusion, really. I mean, if we look, this is probably going to be our most commercially viable. Although I could be totally wrong. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be the most commercially viable. We're getting a random hotspot right here. Instead of, like, here. Okay. Alright, we'll take it. So whatever we place right here is going to do really well. Figure we can remove this, this, and this. Or perhaps keep those two. Those are for our school, really. So that'll make things flow a lot better there. Yeah, that parking was desperately needed. We'll probably add, actually, we'll continue that theme. It's pretty sweet. This might be better served by like the 5x3. Oh, well, this is 6. Alright, we'll leave that. Color matching. Isn't bad. We can, I don't know, something like that. Link up this. And we just get more in here. Gotta get them facing the right way. Yeah. Doing pretty well. Figure maybe some apartments this side again. I wish I remembered the lot sizes. yeah, as mentioned, definitely plopping some stuff. Really helps. Like if the zoning just doesn't fit the vibe, right? Well, that would be cool to actually use these, because there is a lot of this kind of courtyard style apartment living here. So it'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, I'll have to try to make like a big complex out of these. That'd be cool.
Bruh, 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 bruh.
Bruh. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Sitting here in the zone, dude. It's coming along.
Bruh, 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 bruh.
Yeah, I'm glad I made them cheap.
Bruh, 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 bruh,
Because all you had to do was sit here
bruh,
for like
bruh.
10 minutes. You could probably purchase that like 20 times. It's a real win. Bruh. After we get an actual amount of citizens in here, I'll go through and do some smaller services and stuff. One thing that would help, though, getting a post office in. Tuck it near our industry. Or a little bit more proximal. Let's see. I know this is the Japanese asset, but this is just a good looking unit. That is an absolute unit right there. That looks beautiful. A couple weird coloration things that, yeah, make it poke out as Japanese, but what, you know, it's like we get weird American style stuff, and then we get American style Japanese stuff. I don't, you know, make it make sense. Come on. Come on. I like this asset, but the colors throw me off, but I'm gonna use it, and overall it looks really good. Where's the cam? Oh, I don't have it on because I don't feel like being camera ready right now, if I'm being honest. A couple times I've hopped on, I just haven't had the camera on because I just don't feel like it. I'm sitting here relaxing in a robe. So F that. No cam today. So all in all, the foot traffic hasn't been destroying our grid, and I like to see that. But as soon as we get out of like the residential gridded areas and into some actual density, this foot traffic is going to be a killer. Oh, one thing, uh-oh. I don't have any police and I don't have any fire. That's a no bueno, right? We'll use the southwest because that is just perfect. We have our clinic here. Yeah, we have our clinic. So we'll want to get this full spaced out. This would be pretty central for now, so that would be a good spot. But I might just opt for over here. Not much of a difference. And if we place it long way, it'll fit their grid. Place it this way, we'll have 2 spaces. I'll place it this way. So that fits really well. Yeah, see, the scale of this is gonna look so much better. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna look so good. Having a grid spread out like this, and then having like a city perched off by the water. That's gonna look sick. Then a smaller city here. Hillside town, farming, stuff like that. Big ideas. What's the big idea? I'm just gonna get this filled in. We'll make these 6. Oh yeah, these don't have 6. We could perhaps actually perhaps nah. And then if we came in like upgraded this one, sit more like that. That could serve us pretty well. I'm for it. That's nice. We almost got 1 block done. And it looks awesome. Especially when we get like the commercial corridors and you can really tell that there's like higher density along these strips. This is really going to help with that LA vibe. All the homes on the inside and then commercial everywhere along the arteries. Because if we look, I mean, that's exactly how they do it. I mean, that is exactly how they do it. If we were to skim about. So it's like you have these blocks, and then sometimes if it's just a through lane, like you're not going to have much commercial, you'll have homes along pretty major thoroughfares, but for the most part it's going to be dressed up with heavy commercial alongside. Because this was like, yeah, this was covered with residential, and then as you get closer to, you know, here we have the commercial center of Reseda. So it's always just going to be, for the most part, along these strips, but you do have it to where a couple of these smaller blocks that perhaps used to be homes ended up being bought and, yeah, sold for commercial purposes. So you'll have these block sizes be the same, and then it just ends up being kind of eaten up by other purposes, rezoned and stuff, repurposed. But you can see that repeated theme for the most part everywhere you look on this map. You'll just have giant grids of nothing but residential, and then you hit like a thicker artery here, and then boom, you get some commercial. because this is all railway. So this is all a huge freight corridor, and that's why this is just loaded with industrial. So all along the rail corridor. Figure there's just big developments of industrial here. So it's pretty cool to see how things fall. This is a good example. You can see that from a mile away. You have these grids here, but the commercial is clearly like in people's direction of travel. So going from Burbank closer to, you know, Studio City, Universal, having to head this way to hop on the highway from Burbank. Or you can either take, yeah, this way out, which is why, boom, commercial out this way. So you'll have it to where, yeah, people's main direction of travel is just, you're just gonna throw up a bunch of commercial in hopes to, yeah, just kind of get them in the door. And it's just a really cool, clear example of that right here, specifically. You have these two major roadways leading out of Burbank, or into, you know, depending how you want to look at it. So, super cool to see that. You have one thoroughfare, Burbank Boulevard, Magnolia Boulevard, and then you have Olive Avenue. And you can just see the commercial density from just miles away here. And then homes all up in between. Schools you can see from far away. They got the fields and everything. Then you have what used to be a big rail line coming through here. So this used to be a huge rail corridor. And you can just see the scar just go on and on and on. And that is just, that's the stuff I love to see. It's just the redevelopment, repurposing. Just super cool. And you can just see how far this scar goes through this valley. That's pretty incredible, honestly. It's just like the center of this thing itself has never been repurposed. So you just have these big power lines going through here. Essentially, that's okay. There we go. That's what it is for. So that's why you can't really zone under there or do anything with it. Just garden space, stuff like that. The only thing you can get away with is maybe storage and industry purposes. Okay, so maybe it is just okay. So that is just like a utility corridor, not necessarily an old rail corridor. That is just strictly for utility poles and stuff. That's just wild for like, cause like the scar that it has to it makes it look like there was something else that just carried along through here, not just utility poles. But it is super cool. Because it's just such a huge scar. That's wild. Okay, yeah, so it strictly is just like a utility path. That is wild. Like, was it not an old road? You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm saying. It looks like it It used to be like an old road or something, man. Like, I don't know. If anybody knows what this is, tell me, because that's cool as hell. If anybody wants to look up what that place, like what that was, what did Whitnall, Whitnall Highway. They wouldn't call it that would not be a highway if that did not used to be a highway. So, Old Whitnall Highway. Old Whitnall Highway, California. Historic, partially built diagonal street. So yeah, so it was from the early planning. So okay, so it just never got built. Sort of like how they were doing the Aria Seco, how they've been planning that for years, but that finally just fell through. I've been talking to a lot of homeowners in that area, and they're like celebrating about it. So yeah, that project fell through. So pretty much, yeah, like a earlier attempt at a project like that, but didn't end up going through. So he conceived the highway in the 1920s to connect San Fernando Valley with Hollywood and downtown LA. So it was gonna head south into downtown LA. Where was it gonna? He was gonna tunnel through the mountains. Huh. Yeah, so the road is not continuous but follows a clear linear right of way. So I mean, they had that right of way dedicated. Man. But couldn't pull the trigger in the end. Yeah, so it just got filled with other okay, that's cool. So yeah, it does feature small parks, paths, residential areas, so to honor the kind of the original vision of integrated civic spaces. Well, that's cool. That's why there's just nothing but freaking gardens underneath those utility poles. I mean, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. So I mean, you know, not all things go to plan. Wow. Yeah, that definitely did not go to plan. So the Whitnall Highway exemplifies Los Angeles's early planning challenges because they had some topographical challenges, that's for sure. So the practical realities of property rights, topography, or urban development. Well, that's cool. So I never knew about this one. I love learning about the little attempts at writing history, man. That's cool shit. Well, that is really cool. I love stuff like that. Makes my day. So there was an old Whitnall Highway that just like was gonna cut through diagonally and just link everything up, and then it looked like it was gonna potentially like cut through the mountains somehow. Like, because it would have. Yeah, okay. No, you can see the clear scar here still. So it is still going through here. You can see a clear mark. Wow, dude. They have like a gutter cutting through this parking lot to even indicate like the old line. So he was trying to get this thing to go this way. Where, like, I mean, it wasn't gonna follow the utility pole line 100%. Like, where would he have taken it? So there would have been a completely different interchange sitting here today. So there would have been a completely different interchange system here today. You probably would have been looking at an interchange system closer to like this one, but like just right over here, and then a line cutting through this. So I don't know, who knows? I haven't seen the plan, so I'm just purely speculating, but that's cool. Could have looked a lot different. Good stuff. Okay, yeah, the single points pulling up okay. Like the intersection itself is just super. And I mean, the thing is, it's like, as much as I would love to take away street parking, LA has street parking everywhere. The only roads they don't is, yeah, roads that are actually like 3 wide, so I mean, I could take this away. So that'll help the flow along this larger artery. But as far as this goes, yeah, because this place is really slapping with commercial demand. So again, yeah, this place was going to perform really well. So, I mean, it's good. I like to see it, you know what I mean? But it's just this sort of foot traffic after the update. I mean, it's just absolute ass, dude. I mean, you can't hardly get 3 cars through an intersection. So it is problematic, but you know, it works. Like, yeah, you'll have these cars trying to turn left, and they don't have dedicated light cycles. So yeah, I guess this is kind of what I was waiting to see. So like with our heavy commercial areas, I mean, we're gonna have to look at doing a little slip lane at this point. I think that'll help us out a lot. And then let's restrict these turns here. We do not want a turn there, and we do not want a turn here. So that'll make that a little bit better. Completely take away this turn so people will actually go ahead and utilize it. People should now jump right into the slip lane, and that'll help a ton. Oh, but yeah, we are going to have an issue with this node being as small as it is. Like, I might just, yeah, I'll have to hook it all in together probably. Because like they stop right here. And that's no bueno. So let's actually take it from the intersection marker. That way it's all one thing. Ah. Maybe that's why. Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll do that. And see, okay, so it didn't even link into it properly. What the heck? So, yeah, because it is not like in that. Oh, because it left that smaller section there. That makes sense. All right. Give that another go. Something more like that. So hopefully that doesn't trip it up. Alright, so it should be fine. We'll get our connections down. No left there. Definitely no left there. So the car should now flow into it a lot easier. Yeah. Alright, that's what we wanted. That was just tripping it up. So that's going to help traffic exit here a shit ton quicker. So we'd have to have pretty much a solution for this now. One thing I'm really gonna want to do, yeah, is actually like I'm gonna want to give this a go. Find just like a good spot to do it. I guess, yeah, over here wouldn't be too bad, so let me try that. Thought it pulled up. Okay, there we go. That's what I needed. I kind of like the flat. Angles, flat. I mean, either work. Actually, the angle's kind of cool. Do they have the one that matches this one exactly? Seem to like really link in together too well. That one? Perhaps. Yeah, so it would be that one. Okay. Dang. I wish they were a little bit smaller. Unless we run them this way. Which might work. Alright, I think that could work. Yeah, that took that long. But essentially, yeah, California has a ton of courtyard apartments like this, so we could try to mimic it a little bit. And figure if we can change that red, good. Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, a little something. Yeah. That's a little bit more like it. Yeah. There we go. Throw some plexes like this down. Wait, maybe that green isn't exactly it for the back though. Cool. Those actually, those look pretty good. And that spacing is awesome too. Oh, they only have lefts? What? far so good. These look pretty sweet. Wait, I think it's this block right here that I'm not necessarily, I don't like the size of it. But we'll do something different with it. So these don't really have corners. I mean, we would be able to do a little complex out of them or something. Something simple. I feel like this is just it's for a different area. wish they all would spawn on the other side. Alrighty, y'all. So I am gonna go ahead and call it for the night. So it's been great. This map is awesome. Having a really good time with it. Overall, just being able to just expand off of like just a large grid is really fun. Not gonna lie, because whenever you start to push that grid into the terrain, that's when you start to get some fun results. There's also some hilly areas though that I'm looking forward to building on. So yeah, I mean, all in all, this map's gonna be a real blast. So I will try to hop on for, yeah, I don't know, just shorter tidbits here and there. I mean, I'm gonna try. I'll see how it goes. No promises. So thanks for being here, y'all. Glad I could get a little bit done today and just, yeah, really just kind of crack into it. So yeah, the grid is looking fantastic so far. The traffic isn't unbearable. So I'll be interested to see how, yeah, just ripping a grid off this new update is gonna turn out. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Thanks for being here, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I will catch you in the next one. And if you haven't, drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a thing, I mean, this will be posted to YouTube. So if you ended up making it through long periods of me just saying absolutely nothing, thank you. Well, I appreciate it, y'all. That was the end of the cinematic here. As you can see, just scale-wise, it'll be a fun project. Oh, it's pretty awesome. Looking forward to it. Already having fun with it. The way this is tucked off over here, looking good. Yeah, this is sweet. I can't wait to get back to this. Alright, y'all. I'll catch you next time.